This week's ViStar All-Star Athlete.
The other thing people don't realize, it's kind of a team sport, too.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, obviously there's the individual glory of winning a race, but they still count the first 5 team members, right?
Yes, first 5 score.
So how do you encourage your other team members, or are they on their own?
I mean, during the race, they're on their own. They've got to do their own thing. They have to be mentally tough enough to get through the race. But we try to encourage each other during practice, or if I finish a rep before most people are either finishing, I'll go back and I'll yell at them, or do stuff like that.
To get them going.
To get them going.
Yeah. And is there a team camaraderie on that team among teammates who are runners? Because you see that a lot. I mean, you know, we cover the Gate River Run every year, and there's guys and teammates who run together, and somebody's got to win there at the end. But you know, there seems to be a lot of camaraderie in that, almost the camaraderie of suffering.
Yeah, that's probably how I'd explain it. I've never played a sport before like cross country, where it's such like a brotherhood. We're all together, we're all in it together. We spend about 2 hours with each other every day, so kind of bond. You make friends.
You volunteered at St. Vincent's. What do you end up doing over there?
My first year, I was at St. Catherine's, which is their disabled place, their assisted need care area, and I did physical therapy as well. You basically just go around and help the people who work there with whatever they need. Sometimes it's paperwork, sometimes it's just caring for people in St. Catherine's, but it's never boring.
Never boring, right? Andrew, congratulations. You're our All-Star Athlete from Fleming Island for outstanding achievement of athletics, academics, and community service, presented on this day and signed by me with a Great Seal of Channel 4. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Also this morning, Majority Whip Steve Scalise throws out the ceremonial first pitch before the Washington Nationals playoff game.
He was shot on a baseball field just a few months ago and underwent many surgeries. He was recently released from the hospital. Last week, he returned to Congress to thunderous applause from colleagues. He used a walker to get to the mound. He still must undergo rehab, but he is getting back to work.
Our 5 powerful radar sweeps give you 5 times more coverage, letting you know when severe weather's coming, hours before it happens. Channel 4 is the weather authority.
Good morning to you, Jonathan Stacy here. I do want to get right to the 8 o'clock advisory that has come out for Hurricane Nate. Keep in mind, this is a position update, only changing the coordinates based on where the storm is located. So we really don't have any additional information, but we do know that the winds have crept up a bit to 85 miles per hour there. We still have gusts sustained at about 100 miles per hour. So a few gusts in there with sustained winds at 85 miles per hour. Once again, the storm is continuing to track to the north. It's moving at a pretty fast clip to the northwest at 22 miles an hour. Sunday at 2 o'clock, 90 mile per hour wind sustained. Category 1 storm, a landfall between Biloxi, Mississippi and portions of Mobile, Alabama. Becoming a tropical storm as it goes into the portions of central Alabama, then on up through the mid-Atlantic states, then out to coast. It's done out of here within the next 72 hours or so, but it will be a rough go for the next 24 hours or so for the people all the way from the Louisiana coastline all the way to the western portions of the Florida Panhandle. Here at home, we're checking out the radar this morning. There's a coastal flood warning that's in effect for our areas. These are due to the effects of the nor'easter. However, the effects of Hurricane Nate are out and being felt in our counties near the Gulf of Mexico. There's a coastal flood advisory for them as a result of Nate. So dealing with 2 systems here causing 2 different warnings to be in effect, or 2 different warnings and an advisory. Looking at your temperatures this morning, 75 degrees in Waycross, 74 in Jacksonville, 68 in Lake City, 74 in Valdosta, 77 for those of you in Palatka. Good morning to you, St. Augustine. You're coming in at 78 degrees. So looking at visibilities this morning, a lot of problems out there with patchy fog. Lake City, visibility down to 1.5 miles there, less than a half mile or 0.3 miles in Brunswick. Over in Waycross, you're down to 5 miles there. Areas in between could have some really strong fog issues, especially near bodies of water. Make sure that you watch out for that. hence areas near Doctors Lake Marina. You may be dealing with some fog. Once again, as you pass over those bodies of water, as you run into an area of patchy fog, you're out of it within, 30 seconds or so, but it's something that could definitely catch you off guard, especially if you have cars in front of you. So slow down out there. 79 degrees is the current temperature. Winds are out of the south at 6 miles per hour. Looking at your forecast for the rest of the day, temperatures are going from the 70s into the 80s. Here is your mow forecast. You're good to go. Take the lawnmower out anytime today. It will be well worth the ride. Temperature's not too bad this morning. A lot of cloud cover. So you will get on some sunshine, but not a whole lot of sunshine, but more than you'll have tomorrow, if that makes sense. Tonight it will be mild. Western storms are possible, but I think our better chance for storms is tomorrow. Looking at your hour-by-hour forecast, you see, looks like we may have some clearing in here. I do think we'll have a good amount of low-level clouds in the atmosphere. We're getting that southeasterly flow of winds finally. And then you're starting to see some activity pop up near the I-10, I-75 corridor there. By 7 o'clock, we're still hanging on to maybe some scattered showers or so as they wrap up the games in Tallahassee and Gainesville. As we go through the overnight hours, things look to be relatively calm. We'll start out Sunday morning with nice temperatures. Temperatures in the 70s going into the 80s. A little bit of cloud cover out there and some sunshine, but enjoy it while it lasts because the afternoon and evening not looking so good. You're starting to see almost a line build here. This is all in association with Hurricane Nate. I-75 at 2:30 or so. A number of storms lining up here. The storms just keep on creeping to the east by 4:30 just outside of Jacksonville. As we go through the evening hours of your Sunday, it looks like we have a line that develops to the west, or to the east, I should say, of the I-95 corridor. So tomorrow's a much better beach day than today. It looks like things should be calm going into Monday. Once again, here's another look at Hurricane Nate. The models are in congruence based on that 8 a.m. advisory. Winds are sustained at 85 miles per hour, and this storm is moving along. Looks like a landfall will not be in New Orleans. However, storm surge, things like that will definitely be a problem for them, along with flooding as the storm moves through with a lot of moisture. Here's your forecast for today. 90 in Jacksonville, 85 for St. Augustine. It will be a relatively nice day here at home. The better day of the weekend is today, not tomorrow. Temperatures climbing through the 80s. We'll go with a high of 90 degrees. That 40% rain chance is really to the west of Highway 301, mainly for areas near the I-75 corridor. Tomorrow we'll up those rain chances lingering into Monday, but it looks like the rest of the week is not too bad. 35% rain chances on Tuesday, 25% on Wednesday, but highs are back in the 90s with heat indices near the triple digits. Scott, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Jonathan. Well, vegans who like McDonald's could be in luck.
The fast food chain has announced they will be adding a new addition to their menu, the McVegan. But there's a catch. You'll need to fly overseas to get this new burger. It's being tested in Finland, of all places. The burger is said to be soy-based. So far, there are no plans to release the McVegan in the U.S., but fans on Twitter are keeping their fingers crossed. In a few hours, students at Edward Waters College will be getting ready for their inaugural Giving Day on November 28th, and they need your help.
The students will also be competing today during the High Energy Stomp Wars Step Show at the Black Expo at the Prime Osborne. The event is from 10:30 this morning to 8 o'clock tonight. Tickets are $20, or you can pay $30 for Stomp Wars and the Expo. The goal is to raise $500,000 by midnight that night in November that we mentioned earlier. Channel 4 is also going to have a booth at the event. You'll be able to meet some of the people you watch every day.
Headed over a little later on. On average, people spend about 4 hours a day staring at their phones. Seems a little low to me.
It does seem a little low. And looking at your phone for too long can strain your eyes. Ahead at 8, an eye doctor joins us with ways to protect your vision.
But first, yeah, you could be tossing away hundreds of dollars a month by placing certain foods in the fridge. 5 foods you should never refrigerate ahead.
And it's time to celebrate first birthdays this Saturday. Happy birthday to little Justin Reynolds.
And we are celebrating another birthday. It's Kinley Ross. She turns 1. If you have a little one celebrating a first birthday, email a photo to morningshow@wjxt.com. Be sure to tell us how to pronounce your child's name.
First birthday is...
Well, the fridge is not always the best place to store certain foods. Turns out cool temperatures can make them go bad as soon as you buy them. Bananas, the ripening process can slow down in the fridge. Tomatoes, cold temperatures make them dull. The third is onions. Humidity can make them moldy and mushy before you eat them. Melons, keep them on the counter before you cut them for the best flavor. And finally, nuts. The cold can stifle the flavor. Keep them in an airtight container in the pantry.
Halloween is slowly approaching, and if you're not sure what you're going to be this year, we picked out the top 5 most popular outfits. I was out shopping last night with the kids, and I saw all these. Barb from the Netflix show Stranger Things is a character who's very popular. President Trump, no surprise there. Number 3, animal costumes. I saw them all over when I was shopping last night. Marvel superheroes, always a high one. And social media inspired costumes, from emojis to dog filters to social media stickers. Outfits derived from viral trends will be present and Instagram worthy this holiday, according to Spirit Halloween. Elizabeth?
Well, this next story is almost unbearably cute. How one Florida man used his camera and Photoshop to have some fun with a 400-pound bear. That story is next.
I drove past several.
Black bear in Apopka, Florida is showing his love for the camera, and it has people talking.
Dustin Radney, who photographed the bear, said this was not the visitor he was expecting. The 400-pound bear was seen searching for food in his neighborhood. That's when Radney decided to whip out his camera and capture some shots. He then photoshopped one of the images to look like his son was sitting on the bear. That looks really real.
I thought that was real until you told me Photoshop.
So despite having some fun, Radney remembered to stay 50 feet away from their unexpected guests.
At first I was like, wait a minute. That seems a little too playful with the bear. Okay. It looks like they're having fun.
Oh, yes.
Next hour of the morning shows at 8 starts after the break. Stay with us.
Hey team, now that we're the large
Morning show starts right now with a breaking news alert.
In the last few minutes, the National Hurricane Center released its latest advisory on Hurricane Nate. Hurricane hunters find the storm is a little stronger as it churns across the Gulf of Mexico. Jonathan is pinpointing where Nate is expected to make landfall.
Good morning. All eyes are on the Gulf of Mexico this morning. Hurricane Nate has the central Gulf Coast area in its crosshairs.
We have complete coverage of the tropics this morning, but first, let's get right to the weather authorities. Jonathan Stacy, he's breaking down the latest advisory. Jonathan, Nate, in this latest advisory shows that it's a little stronger.
You're on point, Elizabeth. Quite a bit stronger there, from 80 miles an hour sustained winds to 85 miles per hour. That's some pretty nice intensification there, especially for a storm that is rolling along at 22 miles per hour to the north-northwest. It is flying through the central portions of the Gulf of Mexico, headed for landfall with less than 24 hours here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that latest track. A Category 1 storm making landfall in between Biloxi and Mobile, slicing the Alabama-Mississippi state line early tomorrow morning, according to the latest track. Sunday morning at 2 o'clock, sustained winds at 90 miles per hour. So we're looking at wind speeds growing over the next 20 hours or so, then becoming a tropical storm as it goes through central portions of Alabama, then on out through the mid-Atlantic, then back out to sea. The models are really in great agreement with this storm here. All of the models, we don't see too many outliers at this point. One little outlier takes it into New Orleans. However, most of the models are really showing a nice strong congruence, dicing the storm right in between that area between Biloxi and Mobile. So people there are obviously making preparations. Not only do you have winds with this and the rain that comes with it, but storm surge, flooding, different things like that, as we know all too well here, they are preparing for. The good thing about it is it's a Category 1 storm, but don't underestimate the storm. It's really become much more well-defined over the past 48 hours or so from when it passed through the Nicaragua area, passing by the Yucatan Peninsula, leaving, causing some fatalities in that area, even as a tropical storm. So as this storm moves further to the north, strengthening, we definitely should pay attention to this storm and make sure that your neighbors and your friends are well taken care of in this area. Some of them may be even coming to our area. You know why? Because this storm is a powerful storm, and it will continue to increase over the next 20 hours or so before it makes landfall. Once it makes landfall, it starts to fall apart. And that's when we'll see some effects on Sunday. Currently, there is a hurricane warning all the way from New Orleans going up to Mobile. Then we have tropical storm warnings on the outer fringes, including the western panhandle of Florida, going down to more central portions of Louisiana. How is our weekend weather shaping up, and how will we be affected by Hurricane Nate ahead in weather? Scott?
As Jonathan just said, the countdown to Hurricane Nate's landfall is on. In about 24 hours, people who live along the northern Gulf Coast will be feeling the storm's effects.
As Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and people who live in the Panhandle get ready, the Navy is sending support. Channel 4's Allison Henning joins us live from Mayport this morning. Allison, tell us more about these two ships based at Naval Station Mayport and how they're going to be helping the region affected by Nate.
Well, Elizabeth, they will be leaving this home port in about an hour. The ships, along with elements with the 26th Marine Expeditionary Unit, will be leaving this home port to assist with the recovery on the Gulf Coast. Now, just yesterday morning, the commander of the U.S. Fleet Forces ordered the USS Iwo Jima and the USS New York to get underway. The Navy says both ships will head towards that Gulf Coast region to get in position to help after Hurricane Nate makes landfall there. The Iwo Jima and New York will be on hand to provide medical support, maritime security and civil affairs, logistics support, as well as air support, with a total of 13 aircrafts. In early September, sailors and Marines on these ships provided assistance to the Florida Keys after Irma, clearing debris from roads, giving out food, water, and blankets, and repairing critical infrastructure. So they are used to this. Again, they are leaving this home port here in about an hour, and we will be there as they pull away. For now, reporting live from Mayport, Allison Henning, Channel 4, the local station.
While Nate may not be a threat to Northeast Florida, there's still plenty of hurricane season left. Now is a good time to download our News4JAX Hurricane Tracker app if you haven't already. Thousands of you downloaded it during Irma. It's free and it's in your phone's app store. Just search WJXT.
Nearly a week after the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history, the question that still remains is why. Investigators are continuing to piece together a motive. Police are learning more about gunman Stephen Paddock's past. They say they are confident that he was the only person in the hotel room during the time of the shooting. Paddock was also a high-stakes gambler. He may have made up to $5 million a year. He spent decades acquiring weapons, and according to his brother, he was a private guy. His girlfriend says she was unaware of any plot.
Following the massacre in Las Vegas, there will be increased security here locally at the 2017 Florida Oktoberfest and Music Festival. The event is all weekend long. It started last night at Metropolitan Park. Officials expect between 10 and 20,000 people to attend. Despite Las Vegas being on their minds, many who attended yesterday say it won't stop them from attending big events.
Not really. You know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And I can't let myself be worried about that or be in fear. It's like I said earlier, we lived through 2 hurricanes. So, you know, I'm going to come out and enjoy myself and have some fun.
Oktoberfest runs through tomorrow. For more information, we've posted a link on our website, news4jax.com.
A Jacksonville detective is behind bars. Police say he confessed to stealing a $100 bill during a drug raid. Jason Mann, an 11-year veteran, resigned from his position. He's charged with petty theft and tampering with evidence, which is a third-degree felony. The raid took place at a home on Dignan Street in the Lackawanna neighborhood. Detectives found drugs and cash at the home and inventoried the evidence, noticing later that a $100 bill was missing. Covering Flagler County, where an accused thief is facing several charges. Deputies say Charles Swindle stole another man's gun in late August. They say he then texted the man demanding $250 to get the gun back. Deputies later found it at Swindle's home.
We continue to cover the aftermath of Hurricane Irma as debris piles continue to pile up across Jacksonville. So do complaints from people upset about the mess. Crews are dumping the rubble at 12 locations around the city. Our cameras captured the massive amount of dead trees the city is dealing with, and it's raising concerns with people who live near these dump sites. Mike Harvey told us he had no idea the city was opening one right next to his West Side home.
It's been like a nightmare. You get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, the bucket trucks banging, the cranes banging, and they don't stop till 7 o'clock at night. It's all day long.
Harvey says the dust and noise are so bad he either has to stay inside when crews are grinding the trees into mulch or leave until they finish for the day. City officials say they are aware of the problems and are doing the best they can to solve them.
Hurricane Irma left many coastal areas in St. Johns County in ruins. However, the pier at St. Augustine Beach is still standing strong. This is video from our Sky 4 chopper. According to the county, the pier did not suffer any damage from the storm, but it will be reaching its lifespan in the next 5 to 10 years. If the pier were to get wiped out by a storm before then, the county says it has no money set aside to rebuild it. The cost to rebuild range between $10 and $14 million. People we spoke with think losing the pier would be a shame.
I think it would be a devastating blow to the St. Augustine Beach because it's definitely a landmark that anybody that comes to visit strives to visit there, even if it's just once.
The county tells News4JAX it offered to give the city of St. Augustine Beach the pier and the parking lot. The city is interested in the lot, but politely declined due to the expense of maintaining and replacing it.
Just this week, city commissioners and the mayor discussed the possibility of a public-private partnership.
The Duval County School District wants to improve grades in English and math. The new goals are even higher than the state of Florida's goals, according to the Florida Times Union. By the year 2020, the county wants a 60% proficiency in math. That's higher than the state's goal of 58%. And for English, Duval County set a goal of 59% of students being proficient by the 2019-2020 school year. The state's target is 58%. Now, in order to achieve these goals, each school would need to increase its number of proficient students each year for all grade levels and all subjects.
Helping fight hunger. The Rotary Club of South Jacksonville and the Interact Club of Bishop Kenny are preparing meals for third world countries.
The groups are meeting today at Bishop Kenny to prepare more than 14,000 meals. The meals will consist of rice, soy, and vegetables. Rise Against Hunger will distribute the meals.
After months on the run, one of Jacksonville's most wanted is now behind bars, where agents found Nada Rayan hiding and what happened when the I-Team confronted him.
And they say age is just a number. How one woman is not letting her age slow her down. That's next.
News4JAX, worth watching every day. Closed captioning is brought.
You probably heard that positive thinking will lead to positive outcomes. Now, when it comes to aging, research proves it.
Melanie Lawson tells us about one woman who won't let her age hold her back.
Maureen Smith has absolutely no interest in being put out to pasture.
I stay pretty busy most of the time. I exercise on a regular basis. Just started doing cardio kickboxing.
And she doesn't give a second thought to the fact that she's nearly 70.
Nope. Not at all. To me, age is a number. It's what you allow it to be.
Professor Siobhan Newbert and her team wanted to test if the everyday things that remind older adults of their age actually affect their health and well-being. For 9 straight days, researchers asked 116 volunteers the same questions about aging, such as whether their thinking was slower.
We found that, in general, it is good to feel like you have a positive outlook on your aging, that people who feel that they're just as happy now as they were when they were younger tended to report fewer negative experiences with their aging on a daily basis.
But the positive attitude has a delicate downside.
Those same people who felt really good about their aging in general were the ones that were the most vulnerable to threats to that feeling of positivity. So on days when they did experience something that was somewhat negative related to their aging, they had a more steep increase in their bad mood.
Maureen's positive outlook comes naturally, while many other older Americans have to work at it. But research now shows either way, the best way to age is to build resilience to face stressful situations. Melanie Lawson, Channel 4, the local station.
Professor Newbert also says there are many good things that come with getting older, including an increased vocabulary, better emotion regulation, and stress management. So we can look forward to getting older.
I'm looking forward to it. I increased my vocabulary. I didn't think about that one. As far as vocabulary, we're going to need to know some storm vocabulary this weekend, Jonathan, because there's going to be a lot going on out in the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, I can give you some vocabulary words. Hurricanes. Yeah, that's something we know all too well already here in our neck of the woods. Look at this shot in downtown. I actually have it in my weather show. I wanted to show you all there. We talk about low-level clouds that produce fog on the ground. Here's an example of that from the sky there. You see that, Scott and Elizabeth? Those are clouds on the ground there. So when you talk about fogginess, this is what it looks like from high above the sky. That's fog out there this morning. As we take a live look at our radars, you can't see the fog on the radar there, but that's the only problem we have this morning. No rain to speak of here in our neck of the woods. Another look at that shot there showing you how the fog works. We have low-level clouds, which does produce fog, especially near bodies of water. The St. Johns River just right there, so obviously there will be moisture rising up, creating those low-level clouds in our lower levels of the atmosphere here at home. 74 degrees from the Jacksonville International Airport. Winds are calm. That also helps induce fog. Taking a look at our forecast for today, 79 degrees at 9 o'clock. Into the 80s today, we'll likely top out near 90 degrees here in Jacksonville. There's a chance for storms out to the west. Other than that, we will experience some sunshine, but a day with mostly clouds here in the Jacksonville metro area. Let's start the clock at 9 o'clock. Some in the 70s, but most of us are in the 80s, lower 80s. 80 in Middleburg, 81 in Palatka, 82 in St. Augustine, 79 in Jacksonville at 9 o'clock. By the time we get to the 1 o'clock hour, still hanging on to a fair amount of cloud cover. 85 in Jacksonville, 89 in Middleburg, but already 89 also in Lake City, 89 also in Gainesville, and then some areas will reach into the 90s. Waycross getting to 90s during the afternoon, getting to 90 degrees during the afternoon hours for a high. At 6 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll start to see some showers develop here. 6 o'clock in the evening, I should say, especially out near the I-75 corridor. There's a chance for scattered storms. I do think they'll come up and then they'll fade away. Then you may get some more. This is all in association with Hurricane Nate. As it continues to vet some moisture up, it travels to the north and it will begin to vet some moisture along its westward bands into our direction. So at 8 o'clock, it looks like we may have some pretty potent activity out there, but I do think the models are just a little bit over-exaggerated today. Tomorrow, not the same story. I definitely think we'll get some thunderstorm activity, not just near the I-75 corridor, but going all the way out to I-95. So definitely today's more of an outdoor day than tomorrow. If you're heading outdoors, especially heading out to Gainesville today for the Florida LSU game, the game starts at 3:30. If you're tailgating, you may run into some rain showers. We'll give it 60% chance. The game starts at 3:30, 3 o'clock, 88 degrees. Maybe a shower or storm will cool you down. Hopefully it won't delay the game because lightning could be an issue. There's thunder and lightning expected to be associated with these storms associated with Nate. Going over to Tallahassee, Doak Campbell Stadium, FSU taking on Miami University, 3 p.m. Chances are relatively lower in Tallahassee than Gainesville. You say, well, why? Tallahassee is much further to the west than Gainesville. Well, Gainesville's further to the south, and just right in that area that will parallel the longitude of where Nate is located at this time of the afternoon. So it makes sense that they'll get more rain showers in Gainesville or have a higher chance for storms in Gainesville than they will in Tallahassee. But tomorrow, we're all fair game. Here's your beach and boating forecast. A great day to go out to the beaches. Keep in mind the rip current risk is moderate today. Here are your tide times. Keep these in mind. We're at 9:43 for high tide at Jats Beach. Once again, high tide tonight at 10:05 for Main Street, St. Johns River. We're looking at high tide coming in at 11:18 a.m. and 11:45 p.m. is high tide. Cloudy skies with a mix of sunshine here and there. Mild conditions for the day. A high of 95 degrees, 88 tomorrow, with higher rain chances going into the work week. But it looks like things will recover as we go into the latter part of the work week with lower rain chances, more humidity, and a southerly flow giving temperatures in the 90s. Scott?
Thanks, Jonathan. You likely have your cell phone either in your hand or close by you.
You might want to take a break from it because your eyesight could be having problems as a result. That's next.
Saturday morning weather.
A health alert. In this day and age, it's hard to do anything without your smartphone. We can use it to pay our bills, connect with friends, and just about everything in between. But all that time staring at your phone is wreaking havoc on your eyesight. Joining me now is Dr. Catherine Friedel with Florida Eye Specialists. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
And this has got to be a very common problem because we know how popular these smartphones are. So first, talk about what types of issues staring at a smartphone can cause on somebody's eyesight.
Sure. Well, all the work of looking at something up close is just that. It's work that the eye probably wasn't initially designed to do. So when you're working to focus at near, the muscles are actually getting overstressed, and we're seeing something called digital eye strain in probably about 60% of our patients at Florida Eye Specialists. That extra work is also changing the shapes of people's eyes. It seems to be an epidemic of myopia or nearsightedness that we're seeing. Over 34 million Americans are nearsighted currently, and it's probably going to be on the rise.
Now, what are some signs and symptoms people can look out for that could show that maybe their eyes are reacting negatively to staring too much at their cell phone, and what can people do to try and fix this?
So complaints I hear every single day, many times a day, are headache, ache, soreness, blurry vision or vision fluctuating a lot. And really a simple modification of behavior can be very helpful. Putting down the cell phone, possibly. But honestly, that's not feasible for a lot of people's livelihoods these days. And there's something called the 20-20-20 rule. For every 20 minutes that you're spending looking at a screen, looking up into the distance, something like 20 feet away for 20 seconds, will relax the muscles in your eyes that are straining to see so hard. You'll also blink more and lubricate the eye and keep it from getting dried out.
Okay, so 20-20-20, everybody keep that in mind. If you're staring at your phone or your iPad for 20 minutes, stare into the distance about 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Okay, awesome. And like you mentioned, a lot of people with their lifestyles or with their jobs, it's not as easy for them to be off their phone with emails and phone calls. What would you recommend, any suggestions for people on how to maybe limit the time they're on their phone?
Well, limiting time, like we said, can be difficult, but moving a little bit further away so that you can still read, but that the muscles aren't working quite so hard to focus on that near target can be helpful. Also, using artificial tears, or even just thinking about blinking several times. It sounds really simple, but many people have told me it's very helpful.
Okay, and so right here I have a cell phone, I have an iPad, both very common, both not good for my eyes. But the bigger the screen, does that probably mean that it's going to be not as bad for your eyes?
So the larger screens and the larger prints are actually more helpful once we get closer to the age of 40 or so, when people are dependent on reading glasses. They're also really helpful for patients who have low vision or vision impairment. It's more so about just limiting the time and trying to move things a little bit further away, and making the font larger will help you do that.
And not only will that be good for your eyes, it'll probably just be good for your overall atmosphere when it comes to life. Get out and get some fresh air and put your phone down.
Sunlight has actually been shown to improve, the amount of time a child spends in the sun has actually been shown to improve a child's health. So put the phone down, get outside, enjoy some sunshine, but always wear your sunglasses.
Okay, and finally, if people maybe have noticed some problems with their eyes, they think it could be related to staring at their phone too much, what can they do? How can you guys help them out?
If you're having a problem with your eyes, whether or not it's related to the phone, if something doesn't get better with a lubricating drop, like an artificial tear, don't sit on it. Come get an eye exam and get it checked out by a professional.
So visit Florida Eye Specialist. Thank you again for being with us this morning. Very useful information.
Appreciate it.
We're going to post the information on our website later today, news4jax.com. If you or somebody you know can benefit from this, make sure to share it with them. Scott?
Almost got away. Police say a man robbed a bank but was found not long afterward. How police tracked him down. And the hunt is over. After months on the run, Nader Ran is back in Duval County Jail. The moment he was captured.
Get over there against the wall.
Big changes for Oakland. Live from the local station, the morning show starts now.
The Trump administration is allowing more employers to opt out of providing no-cost birth control to women. What the requirements are.
Back behind bars. For months, investigators have been searching for a former cemetery manager. The I-team was there when Nader Ran was arrested.
Mr. Rayan, where have you been for the last several months?
Hey, get away from me.
Where agents found Rayan hiding.
Police catch a man not long after they say he robbed a bank. What officers do to catch him so quickly?
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this Saturday morning.
And we'll get to all that in a bit, but first, Jonathan is watching the Gulf right now, which has Hurricane Nate headed its way.
Yes, Hurricane Nate is moving through the Gulf of Mexico at a pretty fast clip. We're talking about 22 miles per hour to the northwest. You can see the storm really increasing in its strength and in its structure over the past 48 hours. It will continue to move up to the north, impacting the coast of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and even portions of the western Florida Panhandle. Let's look at the latest track out at 8 o'clock from the National Hurricane Center. Winds sustained at 85 miles an hour with a gust up to 100 miles per hour. Once again, look at that movement of the storm to the northwest at 22 miles per hour. This is quite fast for a storm. It's a Category 1 right now. It could possibly be upgraded to a Category 2. We're keeping our eyes on it, but likely to plow into the coast here as a Category 1 storm, expected to come right in between Biloxi, Mississippi, and Mobile, Alabama tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, 2 o'clock, with sustained winds up to 90 miles an hour. That storm then becoming a tropical storm as it moves into central portions of Alabama on up through the mid-Atlantic and then out to the coast. We're done with it. High pressure is thankfully keeping the system away for us for today, but tomorrow it looks like it will likely move into our area, giving us some of the outer bands, developing storms in our region. Look at the models here. There's a lot of congruence with these models. There's just one outlier that tries to take the storm into the New Orleans area, but most of the models here are in great agreement that the storm will slice the Mississippi-Alabama state line as it moves in over the next 20 hours or so. We're keeping a close watch on this storm, and we'll have more on how it will impact our weather here at home ahead. Scott.
Now to an I-Team update. In less than 30 minutes, the former manager of a local cemetery is expected to be in court. Dramatic video captured Nader Rayan's arrest. This is the newest mugshot for 36-year-old Nader Rayan, and he does not look happy. The former cemetery manager jumped bail 5 months ago, failing to show up for his trial on charges of grand theft. It's a story the I-Team has been tracking for more than a year since Rayan was arrested. The warrant came out as a result of our stories, which detailed more than 70 complaints from families with loved ones buried at Beaches Memorial Park in Atlantic Beach. Our cameras were rolling when bail bond agents found Rayan hiding this morning inside an Arlington home. I-Team investigator Jennifer Waugh takes us through the dramatic moments.
You ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Anyone in the house, call out!
Agents barge into Nader Rayan's home and immediately spot his wife and 3 children.
Everybody sit.
They search room to room, strapped with GoPros.
Your best bet's to tell us where he is.
Amanda Rayan is no help. They look through closets, in the garage. There's piles of clothes everywhere. No sign of him until one of the bail bondsmen finds the attic.
Upstairs, we got an attic.
Hiding space over there on the other side.
Watch as he crawls through a small opening in the ceiling. He sees Rayan immediately, shining the red light of his taser on the fugitive.
Come on, Nader, get up.
He crawls closer to him. Got him.
Let's go. I'm not going over. It's all right. I know. I got you. Just stay right there. Hey, he all right. He all right.
Get over there against the wall.
Minutes later, Rayan is let out in handcuffs.
Stand up against the car. Up against the car, please. Can I get in, please? In a second, once you search.
Bail bond agents have been looking for Nader Rayan for months. He failed to show up for his court hearing in April on charges stemming from his arrest for grand theft when he managed Beaches Memorial Park. We were there when he was arrested at the cemetery last year, and then again this morning. Mr. Rayan, where have you been for the last several months?
Hey, get away from me. Don't. Hey, get away from me. Watch yourself.
You're on your way to jail. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people who accuse you of ripping them off? Anything that you would say to your family? Mr. Rayan, you have been on the run for months. If you did nothing wrong, why did you leave? You have nothing to say to anyone? How long have you been hiding in your attic?
A new rule from the Trump administration means that many women may no longer have access to free birth control through their employer's insurance. CNN's Caitlin Collins has the details.
Well, we're seeing the Trump administration essentially walk back this mandate. This is an Obama-era rule that required employers to provide women with birth control through their health insurance. But with this new rule, it grants these broad exemptions to companies that say they have a religious or moral objection to doing just that. So to put it plainly, nonprofits, private firms, and these publicly traded companies can now stop offering free birth control through health insurance if they have, quote, sincerely held religious beliefs. This is something the president promised to religious groups when he was a candidate on the campaign trail that he would do. And we heard Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders defend it at the briefing at the White House. Listen.
The president believes that the freedom to practice one's faith is a fundamental right in this country, and I think all of us do. And that's all that today was about. Our federal government should always protect that right, and as long as Donald Trump is president, he will.
Now, that Obama-era rule was something that religious conservative groups pushed back against ever since it was first implemented. And as you can see from Sanders' comments there, this is something the White House is framing as a big win for religious liberty. But this rule is certain to see some pushback from groups. We've already heard from the American Congress for Obstetricians and Gynecologists who had some really powerful language about this rule, saying that the Health and Human Services leaders under this current administration are, quote, focused on turning back the clock on women's health. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we have House Speaker Paul Ryan, who said it was a landmark day for religious liberty. But what we know for certain is that this is certain to end up in the courts because several groups have already threatened to file lawsuits over it. Caitlin Collins, CNN, Washington.
New this morning, the Florida nursing home where 12 patients died after Hurricane Irma has laid off all workers. The rehabilitation center at Hollywood Hills fired 245 employees. You may remember the facility had to be evacuated several days after losing power during Hurricane Irma. State officials suspended its license, and the owners eventually closed the facility permanently.
Police capture a man shortly after they say he robbed a bank yesterday afternoon on the west side. Police say a man walked into the Bank of America on Wabash Avenue. That's near Roosevelt Square. They say he gave the teller a note implying he had a weapon and demanding cash. A money tracker inside the bag helped officers track him down at a nearby store.
When the police showed up, I was like, how could I have missed it? They did come by and say, did you see a guy with a khaki hat, you know, tall black male with a khaki hat running? I have a game plan. They pull up a gun, you know, I'm just gonna go, ah!
Soundbite of the day. According to News4Jax records, this is the 14th bank robbery this year. Police have made arrests in 4 cases. 2 others are considered cleared. Guns on campus. Police say 3 students were caught with guns at schools. 18-year-old Xavier Gray was arrested. Officers say a loaded gun was found in his book bag at Biscayne High Charter School. At Mandarin High School, police say 17-year-old Devondre Smith brought a handgun to school. He was charged with possession of marijuana. According to the arrest report, the rounds in the guns were reported stolen last year.
I think it has to start at home. That how can they bring it? You know, how did they get to school? On the bus, or did they drop them off? Parents have control of what their children would have on them, I think, or they should have.
The Mandarin High School principal says Smith could be expelled. A gun was also found at Jeb Stuart Middle School earlier this week.
No arrests have been made in that case. Now to an I-Team update. The owners of Eureka Gardens apartments are responding to our story Thursday night about ceilings collapsing at the troubled apartment complex.
Melina Partner says they have only been notified about one ceiling collapsing in a unit of a pregnant woman and her children. However, they say management was not told about any active leaks prior to the ceiling collapsing. They say since there has been a contractor shortage throughout the state, it's been difficult finding workers to fix the issue, but they say a contractor has been working to fix the woman's collapsed ceiling all week. She says management is staying on top of the situation and is working toward remodeling the units sometime next year. Now to a crime alert from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Police are searching for a man they're calling armed and dangerous. Take a look at Lewis Jackson. He's wanted for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now, he's from another area, but police say he may be in Jacksonville. If you see him, you're asked to call police.
A reminder to Georgia residents, you have until next Tuesday to register to vote in the November 7th municipal and special elections. By October 10th, you also need to make sure you have your address and information up to date. Georgia voters can also register or make changes using the Secretary of State's online voter registration website. They can also download the GASOS app on their smartphone or text GA to vote. Of course, you can always mail your applications as long as it's postmarked by Tuesday, October 10th. Every Saturday morning, we feature a cat or a dog that is up for adoption. But today we have a guest, and my daughter is going to be so jealous on this one.
It's all about a pig, and she just arrived in our studio. We're going to meet Barbara. She's helping us with this week's pet project. And the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office is a new deputy on the force. How this pup is ready to help the Sheriff's Office. That's next.
And check out today's Fan of the Day. It's Candace Green. If you want to be tomorrow's Fan of the Day, head to our Facebook page and let us know. Thanks for watching, Candace.
There's lots of
St. Johns County Sheriff's Office has a new deputy. She has 4 legs and floppy ears.
And she's really cute. Their new K9's name is Star. She was sworn in yesterday. The Sheriff's Office says she was thrilled to accept her new position, and you see her there sitting at the sheriff's desk. And her human partner will be announced soon. For now, she gets to hang out at the agency every day, and we're sure that she is receiving a lot of love.
Every 66 seconds, someone in the U.S. is diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Ahead at 9, we speak with Mayo Clinic, who will share some ways you can help raise awareness about the disease.
Plus, today marks the 1-year anniversary since Hurricane Matthew hit Duval County. We'll take a look at the damage left behind, not only in Duval, but other counties in our area, and the recovery efforts that are still being made. Those stories are at 9.
But first, we're tracking the newly developed Hurricane Nate. Jonathan tells us what you need to know in the days ahead. Your full weather forecast next.
There's only one neighbor.
Students at Edward Waters College are getting ready for their inaugural Giving Day on November 28th, and they need your help.
The students will also be competing today during the High Energy Stomp Wars Step Show at the Black Expo at the Prime Osborne. The event is from 10:30 to 8, and tickets are $20, or you can pay $30 for Stomp Wars and the Expo. The goal is to raise $500,000 by midnight that night. We'll post the link on how you can give on the morning show page of newsforjax.com.
News for Jax is partnering with FSCJ's Artist Series to help people affected by Hurricane Irma. It's part of our First Coast Strong initiative. For every ticket sold, $5 will go toward the First Coast Hurricane Relief Fund. The Sound of Music will be at the Times Union Center between October 31st and November 5th. To purchase tickets, visit fscjartistseries.org.
Our 5 powerful radar sweeps track and alert when severe weather threatens your neighborhood. Hours before the storm hits. Channel 4 is the weather authority.
And a good morning to you. They caught me in the midst of me working on some stuff that we're going to show you in just a couple of minutes about Hurricane Matthew and that anniversary there. So let's ignore that. It's still up for a second. You'll have to stick around for that. It's coming up at 9 o'clock. And we'll take a look at the radar really quick. As we look outside, things are relatively clear and calm. We do have some fog in some areas, some patchy fog here and there, but other than that, it's a smooth go out there. So if you have plans for the Saturday, I think you're in great shape. Hope they're outdoors. Not tomorrow so much, because we have some storms moving in, all in association with Hurricane Nate as it continues to churn through the Gulf. You can see those low-level clouds are rising as the sun comes up. We're starting to get a few winds in there, starting to get that fog out of here. So any fog that's in your area should quickly get out of here as we move closer to the 9 o'clock hour. The current temperature from Jacksonville International Airport, 74 degrees, winds are calm, and it feels like 74 degrees as the humidity is at 100%. There's a chance for some storms out to the west today. Temperatures climbing to 90 degrees here in Jacksonville. We'll spend most of the day in the 80s, 86 degrees at 3 o'clock. Let's take this hour by hour here going through the clouds. 82 in Middleburg at 10 o'clock, 77 still in Waycross, 80 in Brunswick, 82 in Jacksonville. Maybe the clouds giving way to a little bit of sunshine during the latter afternoon hours, 2 o'clock. We're already in the 90s at Gainesville, 90 at Lake City as well. So it'll be a warm go for the game today. But then you may get cooled off by some storms that try to roll in during the latter part of the game, especially during the late afternoon and early evening hours. It looks like we may start to get in on some of the western bands of Hurricane Nate. Then, as we go through the nighttime hours, those storms will try to persist, but we should see some clearing late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Then Sunday afternoon, it looks like it's going to be a washout on the side of the storms. In case you're heading into the game today, here's your game day forecast. We'll take the rain chances to 50 and 60% as the game gets started. 87 degrees at 4 o'clock, going further out to Tallahassee for the FSU-Miami game. Rain chances are slightly lower because Tallahassee is further to the north, but you all will be impacted by Nate. You'll just feel the winds out there. 10% rain chances around 2 o'clock. 4 o'clock, rain chances still in the forecast at 20%. Temperature 85 degrees with scattered storms. Here's your beach and boating forecast. UV index is high today. Winds out of the southeast for the first time in a long time, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour. The surf is at 3 to 4 feet, and the seas are at 3 to 5 feet. Rip current risk is moderate today. Here are your tide times. Keep these in mind. One is coming up at Jackson Beach, 9:43, and then another high tide tonight at 10:05. Main Street Bridge for St. Johns River, 11:18 high tide, and 11:45 for high tide tonight. So make sure you keep these in mind because, you know, we still have that coastal flood advisory. And so with the high tides, especially for these areas that are just kind of, you know, spilling over at the brim, high tide is a perfect time for those waters to rise and likely exceed their boundaries. Hopefully we'll be past all of this as we move through the next few days, but then tomorrow we get more rain, which does not help the situation. Looking at your forecast for today, it looks like a rainless day for most of our area. We'll go for 79 degrees at 9 o'clock, cloudy skies. By noon, we're into the 80s, lower 80s, 84 degrees, 86 at 3 o'clock, and we're believing we'll top out at 90. I'm kind of starting to be a little iffy about that because I think we're going to get a little bit more cloud cover, and areas out to the west, you'll get some rain showers in association with Nate. So that may change. So we'll go with 90 today, then we'll go with 88 for the next 2 days. More significant rain chances on Sunday and Monday. The outer bands of Nate will begin to fan out. I'm going to show you that in a little bit and how they'll kind of circle around and provide us with some moisture and some storms as far as I-95 tomorrow. Moisture lingers around until Monday. Then Tuesday and Wednesday don't look bad, but look at the temperatures. They're back in the 90s. We haven't seen a forecast like this in a while. Yeah, we're in the middle of October, still hanging on to 90-degree highs. Southerly flow must be back in the mix. Scott?
We have a special guest here on the morning show. With us today, meet Barbara. She's here to help us with this week's pet project. Not our usual cat and dog. Got Barbara this morning.
The I-Team. Investigative stories that make a difference. If you see something that needs investigating, take a video or picture and text it to 479-NEWS or email it to iTeam@news4jax.com.
And welcome back. It's time for Forest Pet Project. No cats or dogs today, but meet Barbara. Barbara is a pig. Joining us this morning is Barbara and her caregiver for the day, and that is from Project. Glad to have you this morning.
Thank you. This is Barbara, and I have her here in a dress today to catch the audience's attention when we talk about the mega adoption event.
Exactly, and she is definitely speaking through the microphone. Can you hear?
Oh, no, she stopped.
You can hear a little bit this morning. Mega adoption event, what's it all about?
The mega adoption event is happening at the Jacksonville Fairgrounds today and tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's all adoptable dogs and cats, hundreds of them from all over the different counties, and their $20 adoption fee, which includes spay, neuter, vaccines, microchip, and everything. So it's a really good way to save animals, and they're all in one area.
Exactly. It's like a one-stop shop. You bring $20 and you get some life and love.
Yeah, exactly.
And everything you need to take care of it. So guys, remember that. And this little girl, she is keeping up a lot of noise. She's a little nervous this morning. I love this. This is definitely a first for us here on the show. Yeah, she is a diva. Is she liking her dress this morning?
Yeah, she woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Okay, that's fine. Well, she's so loud, I can't get through this. But one thing that we should point out, she's not up for adoption.
No, she's not. She's
Okay.
not. But there are plenty of dogs and cats that are up for adoption that need a home.
Gotcha. Stick with the basic pets today. Leave her to Amanda. Thank you guys so much for joining us. The Mega Pet Adoption event picks up today and tomorrow from noon. From 10, I should say, until 6 in the evening. It's at the Jacksonville Fairgrounds. All adoptions are $20. And once again, that includes vaccines, microchipping, spray, and neutering, and a city tag. You're watching The Morning Show. We'll be back after the break.
There's lots of excitement.
Live from the local station, The Morning Show starts now.
Tracking Nate, the storm is now a hurricane and rapidly approaching the Gulf Coast. Hurricane warnings extend from the Florida Panhandle to Louisiana.
And just 1 year ago, our lives in the First Coast were changed forever. Hurricane Matthew pounded Northeast Florida 1 year ago today. The lessons we've learned from that storm.
And a groundbreaking way to help sick children. It's ECMO, and it's now in use at UF Health. We'll break it all down.
Well, the big story this morning continues to be Hurricane Nate. It is a Category 1 storm, and it's rapidly approaching the Gulf Coast. Could make landfall between Louisiana and Alabama early this morning.
The storm has already proven deadly in Central America, where 24 people died as a result of the storm in Nicaragua, Honduras, and Costa Rica. This video shows the aftermath of a mudslide in Costa Rica. The storm has also gotten attention in tourist areas of Mexico, where people are preparing for the storm. Jonathan Stacy joins us now. Jonathan, just how dangerous is this storm?
It's a Category 1 storm. When that destruction happened, it was a tropical storm. So it's been upgraded, obviously, and that tells you that this storm is strengthening, and you can see it here with the infrared satellite imagery. You can see that it's not only strengthening, but the structure is much more well-defined, and you can see some of the northern bands of the storm already reaching areas of Louisiana, going into Mississippi. This is their early fringe, really kind of the calm before the storm, before the rest of the storm moves in over the next 20 hours or so. It's a Category 1 storm based on the 8 a.m. advisory. Winds are sustained at 85 miles per hour. Look at these models here. It is just amazing to see how much these models agree with each other. There's a pretty nice area of high pressure keeping the storm well away from mainland Florida, if you will. But when you consider the peninsula, it will be impacted. But we're really looking for the storm to hit anywhere between Biloxi and Mobile. The lines are really incongruous, I should say, the models here. One little outlier there tries to take it into New Orleans, but that's not likely to happen. Storm surge for the coast of Louisiana, going into Mississippi, Alabama, even parts of the extreme western panhandle of Florida, all impacted. There's hurricane warnings that are in effect, along with tropical storm warnings now reaching throughout central portions of Mississippi and Alabama. We're going to break this storm down a little bit closer ahead, and it will impact us not today, but tomorrow. That forecast is ahead. Elizabeth.
And nearly a week after the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history, police still don't have a motive.
You are taking a live look right now at the Mandalay Bay where that shooting took place. Police are looking more about the gunman's past, but are unclear yet on why he did it. Investigators say they still don't have credible information about his motive, despite thousands of leads. Here's what we've learned so far. Authorities now say they are confident Stephen Paddock was the only person in the room at the time of the shooting. Paddock was also a high-stakes gambler and may have had made up to $5 million a year. He spent decades acquiring weapons and living a secret life. His brother said he was a very private guy. His girlfriend said she was unaware of any shooting plot. Explosive materials and ammo was found in the gunman's car. He also booked 3 separate rooms at a different Las Vegas hotel in late September. There was a different festival at those venues. He was also an avid traveler. taking vacations to Europe and the Middle East.
Last weekend's shooting in Las Vegas continues to be on many people's minds, even here locally. And almost a week since that shooting, we are seeing increased security at this year's Florida Oktoberfest and Music Festival.
It got underway yesterday at Metro Park as Channel 4's Allison Henning reports organizers want to make sure people feel safe.
Yes, that's the plan, and they want to make sure people feel comfortable and safe while also having a good time. You know, we were there yesterday as folks were pouring into this festival, and through those security measures put in place for this event. Earlier this week, we did speak with organizers who say they were putting more security in place than originally planned in response to the mass shooting in Las Vegas. They promised to have police officers on site, and last night you could see JSO SWAT on the Hart Bridge overlooking the festival. This weekend's event is fenced off with only one point of entry. Oktoberfest has also implemented a bag policy similar to what we see at football games. Many people do admit what happened in Las Vegas is on their minds.
I thought about it, but I didn't want to change what my norm is. I'm coming out on a Friday night to enjoy the music, enjoy the camaraderie and everything. So yeah, it popped in my head, but I wasn't going to change just because something crazy happened. Some crazy person did what he did.
The festival runs through Sunday. We have more details on security and what you're allowed to bring in on our website, news4jax.com. For now, reporting, Allison Henning, Channel 4, the local station.
There is a similar scene in New York City. NYPD is stepping up patrols at concerts in Central Park. There are 2 summer concerts this weekend. A recent report of a possible terror plot in New York has also caused an increase in security.
Covering Columbia County now, a 9-year-old boy is continuing to recover after being mauled by multiple dogs. It happened back in early September in his own backyard, but we're just now learning about it.
As Wesley was laying right here, he's crying and he says, "I'm going to die."
The boy survived, but does have a long road ahead. As the boy was being mauled, investigators say it was his mother who saved his life. Michelle Sally says she was on her front porch when she heard what she thought were her pigs squealing. She went to the back of the house only to see that her son Wesley was being mauled by multiple dogs that belonged to their next door neighbor. She says she grabbed her rifle and began shooting in the air to scare the animals away. Her son suffered multiple serious injuries.
They had to do a facial reconstruction. They had to reattach his ear. They had to essentially reattach his arm. He had torn muscles.
Investigators say at the time of the attack, the dog owner had more than 24 dogs on the property he was renting. He's not publicly commenting about the attack involving his animals.
Covering Putnam County, Palatka is mourning the loss of a 4-year-old boy this morning. He was hit by a car as he followed his grandfather out of his home. His grandfather says he had no idea Trip Hudson was behind him. Lawyer Gene Nichols says if the family were to face charges, it could be a child neglect case. However, he says the state would have to determine if they were unfit grandparents. But legal experts say most of the time prosecutors don't press charges in these types of cases. Our crime and safety analyst says it's just a case-by-case basis.
Sometimes these things just happen, just bad accidents happen that don't necessarily require criminal charges.
The driver is cooperating with authorities. The investigation is ongoing. Now to a crime alert from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Police are searching for a man they say is armed and dangerous. Lewis Jackson is wanted for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon from another area and maybe in Jacksonville. If you see him, give police a call.
Down to Clay County, where crews saved one person and several pets from a house fire in Middleburg. It happened on Jasmine Avenue yesterday morning. Clay County Fire Rescue shared these photos with us. Firefighters say, unfortunately, one cat died as a result of the fire. Now to St. Johns County. If you planned to drive on the beaches this weekend, you're out of luck. They will remain closed to all cars at least through tomorrow. Now, the reason is unusually high tides and rough surf. All of the county's beaches do remain open. You will just have to park and walk if you want to go.
One of Jacksonville's most wanted men is now in custody.
How police finally caught up to Nader Rayan after months on the run. And a health alert, a new way to help young patients with heart problems is being used at UF Healthcare locally. We'll break it down. That's next.
News 4 Jax, covering the big local stories from your neighborhood.
makes me me.
A possible health breakthrough for young patients with heart and lung problems. UF Health is among the hospitals offering extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, or ECMO, is true life support. It helps provide support for lungs and hearts while those organs are recovering from illness or injury. Joseph Scheiber, Benita Young from UF Health joining me now to talk about this. Thanks for joining us. This just started. This is new. Started at the hospital in July, correct?
That is correct.
Why did this come to UF Health? What was the need that you were seeing?
Well, we feel like there's a need in this community, for as big a community as it is. When someone is sick and needs time to let their lungs or heart recover from something, our program is designed to give their lungs a rest, give their heart a rest, so that they can recover back to their normal state of health.
So how does that work? I mean, small children, is there an artificial lung, or what is it exactly?
That's correct. That's correct. So we're focusing more on the adults, since